I came from, what I've been through, like I've seen some things that I wouldn't wish on any kid to see. So I'm like, it just doesn't seem that scary to me. And if you fail, so what? You know, you start over, you do it again.
In the world of music, being labeled a one-hit wonder can often come across as an insult. It's a term thrown around to suggest that an artist's glory is limited to a single memorable song that hit the charts or went viral. But what if someone not only acknowledged their status as a one-hit wonder, but also decides to embrace it, pivot, and venture into a completely new career? What if, instead of desperately trying to recreate that one hit, they dive into uncharted territory and achieve even greater success in a different field? Well, that's precisely what we're delving into today. The extraordinary journey of Chamillionaire, a rapper who gained fame with his single Ridin Dirty. Instead of lingering in the music industry, he used his newfound recognition and wealth to pivot into a new career path, one that ultimately led him to accumulate tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars as a successful investor. Chamillionaire, whose real name is Hakeem Seriki, wasn't your typical rapper seeking fame and fortune. In fact, he never set out to get rich in the first place. His stage name was inspired by his fascination with chameleons, creatures known for their adaptability, and that's exactly what he embodied. Back in the mid-90s, while attending Jersey Village High School in Houston, Texas, Chamillionaire watched fellow students freestyling at lunch. He was an introverted observer, carefully studying what made the crowd react. He realized that people went wild when rappers incorporated everyday items like hats or shirts into their verses, making it seem like they were improvising. This off the top of your head style garnered immense popularity, and Chamillionaire wanted in. So he honed his freestyling skills, rapping about random items, and won respect from his peers. One of those peers was Paul Wall, a charismatic figure whom everyone wanted to be friends with. They grew up on the same street and attended the same high school. Together, they formed a group called the Sleepwalkers, which eventually rebranded as the Color Changing Clique. Despite their close bond, Paul was the friendly, outgoing face, while Chamillionaire was more of a behind-the-scenes, hard-headed businessman. Their hustle was relentless. They performed at shows, often for free, just to get their name out there. They recorded mixtapes and printed CDs using their own money, selling them city by city. Chamillionaire even had a website back in 2002 where he sold merchandise, his own CDs, and his friends' mixtapes. He built a dedicated fan base with a mailing list and even posted his phone number for fans to reach out, a true internet pioneer. This independent grind paid off in 2002 with the release of their first album, Get Your Mind Correct, which sold over 150,000 copies and was nominated by The Source as the Independent Album of the Year. This was a game changer for them and solidified their status in the Texas rap scene. However, despite their success, the partnership between Chamillionaire and Paul Wall became strained due to differing career visions. They decided to part ways, with Paul returning to the Swishahouse label, while Chamillionaire forged ahead on his solo journey. He released the legendary Mixtape Messiah in 2004, a 3-disc record boasting 60 songs and independently sold 40,000 copies. If you are finding this story fascinating, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more hip-hop content. Chamillionaire was ahead of the curve when it came to connecting with fans online. He set up a MySpace page in 2004, amassing millions of page views. He even had a forum on Chamillionaire.com with 34,000 registered users, creating a private social media community. But he didn't stop there. Chamillionaire was not just about music. He was about diversifying his interests. He started a custom car shop called Fly Rides, customized vehicles, and rented them out to fellow artists. He knew that many rappers rented the flashy cars you saw in their videos, but he offered them an opportunity to own and customize these rides, Texas style. And that was just the beginning of his entrepreneurial journey. He established a modeling agency called Masterpiece Mindframe, ensuring hip-hop video models had consistent work in the industry. Plus, he launched the Victory Tour Bus, providing luxury tour buses with internet, cable TV, and showers for artists on the road. Chamillionaire knew he needed to take a giant leap to leave a lasting impact on the hip-hop scene, so he founded his own label, Military Entertainment. He landed a coveted joint venture with Universal Records, a rarity in the early 2000s, thanks to his impressive independent track record. Now, let's talk about the music industry's dirty secret. Most artists who signed with major labels typically received advances, but these advances were loans they had to pay back through album sales. Once they crossed that threshold, for instance selling 38,000 copies of an album, they were no longer in debt. However, artists only earned a meager 20% of the revenue, while the label reaped the lion's share of the profits. Chamillionaire's joint venture, on the other hand, was a game changer. With a 50-50 partnership between him and the label, the financial risk was shared and the rewards were divided equally. He became a pioneer and redefined the artist-label dynamic. Chamillionaire's journey is nothing short of remarkable. It all started with his debut album, The Sound of Revenge, which hit the shelves in 2005 and quickly sold a whopping 800,000 copies within the first 2 weeks. If we do the math at an average album price of $13, that's a cool $10.4 million in just 2 weeks. Keep in mind, this was his first album, and his expenses, considering the diverse range of producers and featured artists, could easily reach $1 million. Fast forward to the end of 2005, and The Sound of Revenge had already secured 1.5 million copies sold. But the real game changer was the single Ridin. This chart-topping hit debuted at number 88 on the Billboard Hot 100 on February 26, 2006, 8 weeks after the album's release. It steadily climbed the charts and reached the pinnacle, staying at number 1 for 2 consecutive weeks in June 2006. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Ridin wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. It sold a staggering 3.2 million ringtones, making Chamillionaire the first multi-platinum master tone artist in history. Yes, this is before Soulja Boy came into the scene. Furthermore, Ridin earned Chamillionaire a Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group. Even Weird Al Yankovic's parody of the song White and Nerdy reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Al's first platinum record. So it's safe to say Ridin was the hottest rap song of 2006. Chamillionaire had a clear mission back then: get some money and uplift his family from poverty. And he did exactly that. With Ridin and the success of The Sound of Revenge, he raked in millions. What's remarkable is that he didn't rush to release more music. He wasn't just churning out mixtapes to stay relevant, he had bigger plans. His sophomore album, Ultimate Victory, may not have replicated the same level of success as Ridin, but it still went gold. Chamillionaire had found financial security. His focus shifted to creative freedom and staying connected with his fan base. He was ahead of his time in the digital landscape, utilizing platforms like MySpace, Ustream, and Twitter to maintain a direct line to his fans. Many credit Soulja Boy as the pioneer of internet rap, but Chamillionaire was already miles ahead, even if he didn't boast about it. As time passed, Chamillionaire's experience in the music industry left him disenchanted. He had a revelation that it wasn't just about having fun outside the recording studio. Success in the industry required a deep understanding of the business side. This epiphany led him to delve into the tech world. He attended tech conferences, and it was there that he connected with Mark Suster, an American entrepreneur and venture capitalist. Mark saw potential in Chamillionaire and introduced him to the world of tech venture capitalism and angel investing. Chamillionaire didn't just attend events, he was fully immersed in the tech culture. He networked with high-profile executives from Disney, Fox, Warner Media, agencies, and startup CEOs. Together, they even co-invested in companies. One of their investments was Maker Studios, which Disney later acquired for a staggering $675 million. Chamillionaire's journey wasn't just about tech giants. He had a diverse portfolio that extended beyond big tech. For instance, he invested in Sienna Sauce, a hot sauce company, adding to his eclectic mix of investments. His financial success wasn't about flaunting wealth, it was about setting an example for long-term wealth building. Google may estimate Chamillionaire's net worth at $50 million, labeling him the richest one-hit wonder of all time. But it doesn't want the focus to be on his wealth. Instead, he wants to lead by example, showing how to build wealth and play the long game. He's an embodiment of foresight and adaptability, in stark contrast to many other rappers who maintain extravagant lifestyles for the sake of Instagram followers. Chamillionaire's evolution is an inspiration, going from a successful rapper to a tech-savvy investor. His journey illustrates the power of adaptability, seizing opportunities beyond the music industry, and continually pushing the boundaries of what's possible. He's not just an artist. He's a visionary who knows how to turn success to a springboard for something greater.